Good evening and welcome to the Bluegrass Iracing Series Pro Late Models Fixed. Presented to you by Majula C Speed Shop. And on the track right now, taking his first time lap, car number 37 is Brandon Marlowe from Benton, Missouri. Brandon Marlowe in a Flex Motorsports. Joined along beside Cody Nevin. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you very much, Steven. It's been a little bit. I've been at softball practice with the daughter, so definitely miss being here. I'm glad to be back.
All right, so let's see. Marlowe on top of the charts right now. Your five-time winner this season, car number 75J, is Jesse Jondred on the track. Well, he's getting wound up. We'll look at the 47 of Ethan Eckerd. He has 2 wins on the season from Pearl City, Illinois. Car number 47, Ethan Pickard. Well, let's see here. I don't know. There we go. Now we cleared up the thingy. Ethan Pickard goes quick time. How about that? And here's Jesse Jondred. He's still lollygagging around that track, isn't he?
He is a little bit. He registered 1 lap. He's going to qualify in at 3rd. We're looking at Scott Fritz in the 48. T-Berry Motorsports, number 48 machine of Scott Fritz, as he's going to come through 3 and 4. Coming out of 4, what's he going to lay down for a lap here? Scott Fritz is going to go quick time with a 15.70. New fast time on the track.
All right, Jory Dick on the track now. Car number 95, Jory Dick.
See a couple of these drivers out here tonight. A couple of them tossed their hat in the ring a couple of nights ago over at the Schaefer's Oil Spring Fling. A couple of these drivers. Brandon Marlowe was one of those guys. Scott Fritz. A couple of these guys had a really good run over there, so it's good to see these guys still out and about. Changing up a little bit, going from supers to pros. As Nix comes in with 8th quick.
Also with the win on the season, car number 357 from Knoxville, Tennessee. It's Cody Sieber. Cody Sieber into 357. Jesse Jondred fancies 6 on the board. Now he moves to 3rd. Cody Sieber, he's 6 quick now.
Scott Fritz.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, Scott Fritz still hanging on to that quick time up there with a 15.70. Stevie Hoover on the track down the 21. We'll see what he can lay down for a lap.
Track really wet and narrow right now for the drivers.
Very.
Out turn number 4. Let's see what kind of lap time he puts in. He's currently 8th, quickest on the board. Braswell Jr., James Braswell Jr., he's currently sitting at 7th.
I believe, Steven, this is the round of 8, is it not?
Yeah, I believe next week is the big night.
Round of 8 here tonight for the Bluegrass Iracing Series. Ooh. Scott Smith is currently hanging on to that 8th and final spot here in the playoff race.
Sieber goes 2nd quickest. Stevie Hoover still out there on track. He's 6th quickest right now. The only person who has not went out and qualified is Michael Pierman in the 4 machine.
Excited to see this track widen out and start to slick off, get multiple grooves of racing here when these guys go up for the feature and heat races here. This place can definitely put on some of the best racing on the simulator as far as I'm concerned.
Definitely. Yes, we are good to go, as Nicholas says, so let it roll.
That's right.
14 cars here tonight for the Bluegrass Iracing Series. Fixed Pro Late Models presented to you by Volusia Speed Shop. A quick time tonight in the 48 machine is Scott Fritz, Cody Sieber in second, Ethan Pickard in third, Jesse Jondred, and Brandon Marlowe round out your top 5 in qualifying tonight. But we are good.
Taking a quick look at your point standings here for the round of 8 here. Jesse Jondred is going to be your point leader coming into tonight with a total of 2,527 points. Scott Fritz is going to be not far behind him with a total tally of 2,516 points. Packard sitting there with 2,513 points. Sieber, Reeser, Braswell, Marlowe, and Scott Fritz. So really tight points battle throughout here. Steven, I've been gone last couple weeks. How are they doing the round? Is it all determined on where you finish to move on to the next round?
Well, surely if you finished last, you did qualify to the next round.
Right.
I mean, it's just how they perform. I mean, they had to have, some bonus points, starting the rounds. And I mean, they had to have good finishes. I mean, some people had some tough luck, and it is what it is. But we're at the round of 8, fixing to go to the round of 4 next week. I mean, we've had some good racing over the past 2 weekends. And hello, Craig Platter. Another thing to ask you, can you hear me all right over the broadcast? Am I coming through okay?
Everything sounds good on my end.
Well, normally I kind of fade out. And
okay.
I went and splurged because someone informed me of something. So I went, I'm like, you're right. I am sounding quieter compared to other people. So I went and bought me a new mic, a Yeti mic, and
very nice.
I can hear myself. How about that?
I just went and double-checked myself, and you sound beautiful, Mr. McMillan.
Greg Platter, thanks for joining in. Make sure to hit that like and follow button. Share out the broadcast. We sure do appreciate you tuning in tonight to Ultimate Dirt TV. I'm Steve McMillan along with Cody Nevin. We're qualified, but I mean we're just waiting.
Question for the admin. He wants to know if we're ready to go ahead.
I've been ready.
All right.
Here we go. Tonight, your starting lineup for heat race number 1 on the pole. It's Eberry Motorsports. Car number 48, it's Scott Fritz. And to his outside, in car number 47, is Ethan Pickard.
Starting in that third spot tonight, the 37 machine for the 399 Esports is going to be the 37 of Brandon Marlowe. To his outside teammate to Brandon Marlowe is going to be the 51 from Tennessee. That's going to be Jacob Lassiter.
Row number 3 on the inside. He hails from Carolina. Car number 63, it's Ryan Williams. And to his outside, in the 999 machine, it's Corey Sibley. And rounding out your rear, out the rear, not your rear, out the rear. Car number 53, decided by Motorsports driver, it's Scott Smith. Well, I can tell you this, Scott Smith has had some good runnings lately.
He has.
Yeah, he's had a top finish in a podium spot last 2 weekends.
That's good to see. That's good to see these drivers, especially like I said, I was covering this with you earlier in the season, and definitely these guys are definitely the ones sticking around, are the ones that have been running good all year.
All right, pace truck is off. We're racing. Scott Fritz brings him down into turn number 1, out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway as the driver starts to single file up. Track's fast, but it's narrow.
Track is very fast. I watched Brandon Marlowe throw it into the bottom of 1 and 2 there, coming from the green, and then he just toted that left front way up in the air. So track definitely tacky, lots of moisture in this place, and looks kind of like a freight train right now, but these boys are hauling some serious speed out there as Fritz continues to hold the lead on Pickard, Lassiter, Marlowe, Williams, your top 5.
Brandon Marlowe looking inside his teammate of Lassiter, out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Does Marlowe have anything for Jacob Lassiter? As of right now, he doesn't. Lassiter strong, running that middle groove right now.
Definitely. It's going to be interesting to see as this track starts to widen out who's going to stay committed to the bottom, who's going to try their luck up top. It's definitely going to be anybody's ball game at this point still, but Scott Fritz, he is on a rail up front right now, and he has that Majula C speed chop set up working to perfection.
He definitely does. That 48 machine has robot car length advantage over Ethan Pickard. Both have wins this season. 48 machine as we have 3 laps to go for Scott Fritz.
Scott Fritz continues to lead this Pied Piper train around Volusia Speedway. As you see, Pickard, Lassiter, Marlowe, Sibley, Williams, Smith, they're all right there. Throw a blanket under these cars in the back here for the 5th spot. As you see, Williams, he's working up a little bit higher now than what they started out to be. So that tells me that the track's starting to slick off a little bit, starting to wide out as Sibley's going to look to the inside. But coming to the white flag, we have Scott Fritz.
White flag, 1 to go for Scott Fritz for the final time out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4. Give it up for Fritz for winning heat race number 1. Pickard in second. Laster third. Marlowe, Williams, Sibley, and Smith round out your field. That was some good racing there for heat race number 1. As your official results there on the board, Fritz, Pickard, Laster, Marlowe, Williams, Sibley, and Smith. Your heat race number 2 will look like this on the pole in the Max Droop Sim Sports. 357 is Cody Sieber, and to his outside with 5 wins on the season is Jesse Jondred.
Row number 2 tonight is going to be that 21 machine of Stevie Hoover from Virginia, and to his outside is going to be the 18 Mid-South Mafia car. That's going to be James Braswell Jr.
All right, your third row inside. And car number 95 is Jory Nick. It's to the outside. And car number 12, Jordan, that's gross. And rounding out the field is Michael Pierman.
Michael Pierman's rocking a new wrap there in the back. Looks pretty sharp. It's always cool to see who's showing up and who's got a different coat of colors on from week to week.
As Dolly Parton would say, my coat of many colors.
That's right.
We're back to racing out. Turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Sieber takes the early lead. Jodder looks to the inside. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Look at Jodder. He's looking really good on the bottom side there. But Sieber should have the momentum out turn number 4 to lead lap number 1.
Definitely two of your most consistent front runners in this heat race here. Number 2, as you see Cody Sieber, Jesse Jondred. I tell you right now, Jesse Jondred is going to give it everything he's got. He is your points leader. He does not want to give an inch to anybody else coming out of turn number 4 into turns number 1 and 2. Sieber, Jondred, Hoover.
Look a little further back. Michael Pierman there running in 5th. Braswell Jr. running 6th. Jordan Gross rounding out your field. But meanwhile, back out front, 5 laps to go for Cody Sieber and the 357.
Looking back at that 109 of James Braswell back there, I'm almost wondering if he has some issues going on with that late model of his, because he's normally pretty good around this place. So maybe problems for the 109 of James Braswell, which is not what you want to see, especially if you're in the playoff format series races like we see here. But like you said, up front, Cody Sieber, Jesse Jondrew, Stevie Hoover having himself a heck of a run up there in 3rd. Kudos to that man as we are coming to 3 to go.
3 to go for Sieber, Jondred, Hoover as the track widen out a little bit, but not just enough. I mean, they're still packed tight, single filed into turn number 3. Coming out turn number 4 to 2 laps to go. Signal this time for Cody Sieber.
Jesse Jondred's going to throw it in hard this time down to turn number 1 and 2 as he's going to try to pull up even alongside of the 357 of Cody Sieber. Nothing doing there. He's going to fall back in line behind that Sim Sports driver as he's coming down, or they're coming down, excuse me, to the white flag. One more trip around for Cody Sieber.
Jondred going to look into the inside one more time, but Sieber without the momentum out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway for the final time. Into turn number 3, coming out turn number 4, picking up your heat race number 2 win. Give it to Sieber, Jondred, Hoover, Nix, Pierman, Gross, and Braswell round out your field. Braswell must have some gas.
Yeah, he must have something in there. I don't know what was going on, but I've had the privilege of running a lot of laps around here with him, and he's definitely not one to run in the back here, so definitely tough luck and early trouble for James Braswell.
We're going straight to B feature time. All drivers will make the show. And on the pole tonight, in car number 63, it's Ryan Williams. To his outside, car number 4 is Michael Pearman.
Row number 2 on the inside is going to be that 999 machine of Tailtag and Motorsports. That's going to be Corey Sibley. And to his outside, that's going to be the 12 of Jordan Gross.
Rounding out your field, starting fifth tonight in the Side Bike Motorsports, car number 53 is Scott Smith. And to his outside, hopefully he was able to go to the bathroom and release some gas. Because, you know, racing and gas with that mask on, it can suffocate you sometimes. It's James Braswell Jr.
Absolutely. Definitely don't want to see that. Don't want to see nobody passing out at the wheel. Especially around here with these high-powered horsepower cars. Yeah, hopefully James Braswell definitely figured it out because he was lost in the heat race.
He might end up with the Gators if he passes out the wrong turn.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely wouldn't want to see that.
Gator
Having
Pond.
some early lunch. Yeah.
All right, green flag is out. We're racing 12 laps the distance. Good start there for Williams. Williams takes the early race lead. Sibley looks to the inside. Pearman with a run on the outside. It's Williams, Pearman, Sibley, Smith, Braswell, and Gross. Your 6 drivers right now. Smith throws it in there. Throws it to the inside of Sibley. That's the 53 machine. He's had a pair of podium finishes the last 2 races. Really coming on strong and wants to have a good finish tonight.
Absolutely. See if he can carry that momentum into Volusia here tonight as he's going to make contact with a 999 machine to Sibley. As Sibley goes up the track, looks like they're going to keep it clean, keep it green. Braswell has nowhere to go, gets into the back of the 999 machine. It's just kind of an accordion effect, everybody getting stacked up, but out front it's Williams and Pearman. They are running away with this show.
There you see the battle, the 109 with the 999. Corey Sibley currently running in that 4th place with James Braswell Jr. running 5th and Jordan Gross running 6th. Your current race leader is Ryan Williams out of turn number 4. We're coming to 8 laps to go.
Ryan Williams, I'm looking at that car coming out of turns number 3 and 4 especially, and that thing is just hooked. That car is toting the left front a little bit coming out of 3 and 4. He has definitely found the preferred line. As you see, Pearman, he's going up a little higher than most drivers trying to work in that track, but here comes that 53 side-by motorsports driver, Scott Smith, Steven.
Scott Smith with 7 laps to go. Every car he passes is a better starting spot in the future as he looks to the inside, turn number 3 of Pearman. Out of turn number 4, give it to Smith, but Pearman battles back on the outside, 6 laps to go.
Big run by Michael Pearman coming out of the turn number 3 and 4 there as they are side-by-side, door-to-door, wheel-to-wheel coming down the back stretches. Smith, he's going to look to the inside again. Will he throw the slide jumper, keep it down? He's going to keep that moisture on the bottom. Here comes Pearman, the big run. Give it to Pearman at the line. 5 to go, Steven.
5 to go. The battles with Smith and Pearman, that's for 2nd and 3rd. Give it to Smith now. Corey Sibley and James Braswell Jr. are battling for 4th and 5th on the track. The 999 machine of Corey Sibley holding off the 109 of Braswell. Jordan Gross rounds out your field with 4 laps to go for Ryan Williams.
Ryan Williams looks like he's on a Sunday drive out there up front. Is that Agility Speed Shop? That thing is just hooked up and ready to go as we are 3 wide contact in the back with Braswell and Sibley. Will they keep it green? Looks like they do. Braswell looks like he got the better of the exchange there, but Sibley, he hooked up. He got a little bit better entrance in the 1 and 2 as he's going to pull up to the tail tank now of James Braswell Jr. Braswell running that middle to center line. Sibley running the tail high line, gets a good run of momentum, but we're looking back up front. Ryan Williams is just driving away with this thing, Steven.
He's driving away down the back straightaway into turn number 3. He has about a 10-car length advantage over Scott Smith. The white flag is waving, a little more to go for Ryan Williams and Scott Smith.
Ryan Williams out of turns number 1 and 2 keeps that car on the high side. Scott Smith going to give it everything he's got, but I think he might just be happy with the 2nd place finish. Out of turns number 3 and 4, this 69 machine is going to be Williams coming home with your LCQ victory. Scott Smith, Michael Pearman, James Braswell, Corey Sibley, and Jordan Gross going to round out your 6-car LCQ. Beautiful sunset.
Definitely. Look at your official results. Williams, Smith, Pearman, Braswell, Jr., Sibley, and Gross. Now what's going to happen, they're probably going to allow the full 5-minute warm-up because they're going to want to widen this track a little bit, make it for some good racing tonight. What we're going to do is step away with a commercial. We'll be right back.
dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back to the Bluegrass Iracing Series presented to you by Volusia Speed Shop. As we have about a minute and 20 seconds left of practice, the track is starting to widen out a little bit. So we're in for some good racing, Cody.
Absolutely. As we were just talking on the commercial break, the track's definitely starting to wide out. You see that nice slick line developing there through turns 1 and 2, especially down the backstretch even. Into 3 and 4, you see these drivers working in the high side of the track here, pushing that cushion higher and higher and higher. Track should definitely have 2, possibly 3 lines of racing here.
Definitely, as you look at the sky view or the blimp cam of the track, you see back there off of turn number 2 in the distance, the ponds, or even behind the back straightaway, where all those lovely gators are at. Now, I could tell you this, Brett Wheeler would have been here with us, but he got a bag of Joey's and went to the gator pond and has been fishing with them.
I heard Joey's make pretty good bait.
They do. You're tuned in to us. You're watching Ultimate Dirt TV. Make sure to like and follow button and share out the broadcast. We sure do appreciate you tuning in tonight. And if you're watching on the Bluegrass Iracing Series Facebook and YouTube, thank you for tuning in. And especially dirtfan.com. Well, practice is over with. It's fixing to be future race action time. Are you ready, Cody?
I am ready, Steven.
All right, your pole sitter tonight in car number 48. He's the Tyler Berry Motorsports driver. It's Scott Fritz, and to his outside in the 357 Max Droop Sim Sports. It's Cody Sieber.
Starting on the inside of your row number 2 here tonight from the United States, that's going to be the 47 Ethan Packard. To his outside, your current points leader, 5-time feature winner, that's going to be the 75 of Jesse Johnsrud.
Row number 3 in the 51 would be Jacob Laster. To his outside, it's Stevie Hoover in the 21.
Inside of row number 4, it's going to be that 399 eSports driver. That's going to be the 37 of Brandon Marlowe. Jory Nick's side by Motorsport driver is going to be starting at his outside in the 95 here tonight.
Your 5th row inside from Carolina, car number 63 is Ryan Williams. To his outside, the side by Motorsports driver, car number 53, it's Scott Smith.
And on your final row here tonight is going to be the 4 machine of Michael Pierman in the 4, and to his outside is going to be the Mid-South Mafia driver, James Braswell in the 109.
And rounding out your field, I was like, why will it not show? Corey Sibley and Jordan Gross round out your field. We're fixing to go feature race action.
Feature racing time around Volusia Motorsports Park as we are set for 50 laps around this place. Sunset is dropping. Sunset is going to go down. Be curious to see what line dominates around the nighttime racing here. Cody Sieber, that Knoxville, Tennessee driver. Sieber Sim Sports 357, Max Droop driver. See if he's got anything for that 48 of Scott Fritz here tonight, Steven.
He might. We'll have to wait and see.
Pace truck pulled and green flag is out as Scott Fritz is going to take the green flag here. We're set for 50 laps. Cody Siebert, Ethan Packer, Jacob Lester instantly 3 wide as you look back. Stevie Hoover, big push coming out of turn number 2. He's going to lose lots of track position there. That's not what you want here early on. Volusia can be one of those tracks that is really hard to pass at sometimes. But we're looking at your top 5 here. Fritz, Packard, Siebert, Johnsrud, and throw a blanket over Marlowe and Laster for that 5th and final spot.
Jory Nick going to bring out your first caution tonight. Let's look at it. He gets loose into turn number 1. It spins across Stevie Hoover, bringing out caution number 1. That was your NLRA instant replay.
Things just really tight early on here, Steven, as a couple cars get together. No harm, no foul. I think everybody will be able to continue on here. As you looking at the track, that 5-minute warm-up definitely did wonders to this track. Definitely got a top, you got a bottom. You got a middle even. I mean, this track is good. I think it's fixing to be really racy here tonight.
Definitely it is. I mean, hey, someone's going to dance.
That's right.
In the victory lane, that's for sure. I mean, Scott Fritz has been strong last 2 weekends. He's had podium finishes.
Scott Fritz has been very strong recently. Every race I see him in, he's whether he's winning his heat race, coming through the heat race, coming through LCQs. That man drove a heck of a race in the Spring Fling a couple nights ago. He came all the way through the C into the B. I think he ended up falling just a couple spots short in the B. I mean, but that man had to climb and go through mountains to be where he was at. So yeah, I definitely agree. Scott Fritz has definitely been on a tear here lately. Jesse Johnsrud is another driver that's been really impressive lately. But don't count out that 357. Don't count out that 47 either.
Well, 2 weeks ago, the 48 picked up his 3rd win on the season. The car in 2nd place, the 47, he has 2 wins on the season. That's Ethan Pickard with 1 win on the season. Car number 357 is Cody Sieber, and with 5 wins on the season. Car number 75J, that's Jesse Johnsrud.
Definitely some heavy hitters up at the front of your field here, as it looks like we're going to go single file here, Steven.
Single file restart. Here we go, racing out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, Fritz. Here's where the higher line, look at Pickard, looking to the inside. Now, I want to say, wasn't Pickard strong here at Volusia a while back?
He was very strong. Very, very, very strong. I think he ended up coming up a couple spots short, but he was definitely in the top 3 most of the night.
Because he picked up 2 wins this season, at the very beginning of the season. Pickard did. And,
that's right.
He did. He was very strong at the get-go. They kind of lost it mid-season. And now tonight, he's looking really strong, that 47 machine. As Fritz continues to lead, Pickard, Sieber, Laster, Johnsrud, your top 5. Look at Laster to the inside to Sieber, the battle for 3rd.
Battle for 3rd is heating up as the 51 machine is trying everything he can. He's throwing that car deep down to the inside, letting it come up a little bit. He's back on the throttle as you see that 51 pick up that left front tire. Heck, leave it at home. You don't need that left front tire. Lassiter's going to pull a slide job right in front of the 357 with Cody Sieber. Sieber's going to try to cross him up coming into turns 1 and 2. We'll see who's going to get the advantage, but let me tell you, these guys battling side by side is letting Johnsrud and Marlowe. They're both right there now.
Well, now the 357 is Sieber to the inside. You know, Laster, he said, I'm going to lift my skirt up. You can put your snoot in. And that's what he did to take over that 3rd spot.
Definitely did. These guys are not giving an inch. It is playoff time, and these guys are racing for every single inch of real estate they can get. As we're looking up front here now with a 47 machine, He's closing in on the backside of the 48 machine of Scott Fritz. And, now that I think of it, Steven, Ethan Packer was actually our points leader coming into I believe, week 3 of the season. So definitely, that guy is definitely not short on talent. He's a heck of a wheel, man.
Out turn number 4, he pushed up that Louse. Jacob Laster to pass it for second. Now, does this mean Laster is going to look for his first win tonight? Definitely, with 40 laps to go here at Volusia. You look at Laster, looks to the inside, run outside, Pickard looks to the inside, but Laster just really strong and now starting to catch your leader in the 48 of Scott Fritz.
Tell you what, I'd love to see Jacob Laster get a win on the season. The 51 machine, I've known him since I've been on the simulator. He's a heck of a nice guy. Doesn't have a lot of enemies out there. He's just a really nice, friendly guy. I'd love to see him get his first win on the season here. As we're taking a look back at the 999 machine of Sibley, he's battling with Williams and Smith back there a little farther back. You got, big contact with the inside wall for the 12 of Jordan Gross, as that's going to allow Nix to blast around the outside of him. Heavy contact. We'll see how that 12 car handles for the rest of the race here, Steven.
Definitely, hey, he put some character in that car, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Down the front straightaway, Fritz continues to lead. With Laster at second, Pickard in third, Jondren back up to fourth, but he's under pressure from the 357 of Sieber. Then you have Marlowe, the 37 machine, currently running sixth. Stevie Hoover in seventh with James Braswell eighth. Michael Pearman ninth, and Corey Sibley, your top 10.
Tell you what, I wouldn't count out the 37 car of Brandon Marlowe just yet. Him and Laster being teammates. Laster finds a line. I wouldn't doubt if they're in Discord kind of sharing information back and forth, as he looks like he's actually coming on strong here. He's all over the backside of that 357 machine, coming into 1 and 2. John Root on the bottom, Marlowe on the bottom. Then you look at Packard and Sieber there on the top. So definitely two different lines around this racetrack here. 3 now, if you look at Laster, he's kind of rolling that middle line through 3 and 4. And tell you what, Steven, Laster's getting ever so closer to that 48 of Fritz.
Jacob Laster definitely is closing in. He is giving it everything he can. I mean, you look at the gaps there on the time and scoring up top there. As we come with 18 of 50 now in the books. Here with the Bluegrass Iracing Series, presented to you by Majulsi Speed Shop.
Looking at the lap time gap up there, Laster definitely seems to gain a lot of ground coming out of 3 and 4, but Fritz is on the high side. He's able to carry that momentum through or down the front stretch, as he's running a little bit of a slider line in 1 and 2. Laster just staying committed to the bottom in 1 and 2, following Fritz's line through 3 and 4. See if he can get the run of momentum. He's all over the backside of Fritz now. The battle is on. We're just going to see when and where he's going to make his move.
He looks to the inside in turn number 2, down the bank straight away. Fritz has a good run off of 2, but normally it's off of 4 that Laster's really good. That's where he closes the gap. Now he goes to the inside in turn number 1. He pulls up alongside him, but Fritz is going to pull away on the outside with that huge momentum down the bank straight away.
Absolutely, as Fritz looks like he got a little tight there, pushed up the racetrack. That allows Laster. He's all over the backside of Fritz now. Little bit of mistake there. You got to be careful. Volusia is very unforgiving when you get tight, because you're not running all the way up by the wall, but when you get tight, you will go to the wall, and everybody else will drive right underneath the bottom of you. As you see Johnson, he's looking to the inside of 47, Ethan Packer. Now as you see Sieber and Marlowe, these guys, you might as well throw a blanket under these 4, because the racing is hot and heavy back here.
Hot and heavy, and somebody's sweating their clothes off, that's for sure. But right now, we can almost guarantee you, as long as nothing happens to Jesse Jondren, he should be in the top 4 for next week.
I would have to agree with you there, Steven. I think he's kind of locked in. I wanna say maybe he's just riding back there, just hoping for the best, keeping his car clean. As you see Lassiter, he's looking to the inside of Fritz now, side by side to the front stretch. Give it to Fritz at the line, but every lap that winds down here, Lassiter is getting closer and closer and closer, taking over that top spot.
It is, and that bottom is slowly coming in for him. Lassiter to the inside, Fritz on the outside, out of turn number 4. Look at the run that Lassiter has. Closes up to that tail take. Now Lassiter goes to the top shelf with Fritz. Oh, Jondren hits the inside wall and pushes up 3 wide for 4th, 5th, and 6th.
That is definitely not what Jesse Jundred wanted there, as he might have front end damage now. Maybe that car is destroyed, maybe it's not, but we are side by side for the lead here. Laster on the bottom, Fritz on the top. Who is it going to be coming to the line this time by, as they are just about dead even coming out? Fritz is able to carry the momentum down the backstretch to the inside. Laster's catching the tack on the bottom at the line. Give it to Fritz. That momentum is just so strong yet, Steven.
That 399 Esports driver, car number 51 of Laster, trying to pick up his first win of the season. He's alongside him in 3, coming out turn number 4, drag race, but give it to Fritz at the line with 22 laps to go.
Staying clean and keeping it green is the motto here tonight, as Lassiter all over the backside of Scott Fritz, as he's going to work that bottom middle side. Fritz continues to work the cushion up top to steep his momentum will carry. He will keep the momentum this time around. Looking a little far back. Pickard is going to settle into a happy, comfortable third position, as Marlowe and Seaver now battle side by side. And if you look a little farther back, here comes that 109 of James Braswell we were talking about earlier. That man is on a mission, and here he comes, Steven.
Definitely. This time he traded his helmet in for a gas mask, so he shouldn't have no problems in that future race. And he's up 5 spots from the start of the race. Right now, back up front, looking at the action, side by side momentarily. Fritz at the line, 19 laps to go.
A little bit of a line change here as Fritz gets kind of crossed up in 1 and 2. Able to keep his momentum, though. Nothing too bad there is Lassiter. Seems like every time he pulls to the inside of the 48, the momentum just kind of carries Fritz around the outside. As we are coming down, laps are winding down, 18 to go at the line. You got Fritz, Laster, Marlowe, Pickard, Seaver, your top 5.
Laster looking to the inside again out of turn number 4. He's strong, he just cannot capitalize. Now he goes to the top shelf. In turns 1 and 2, out of turn 2, he gets a good run down the back straightaway, pulls along the skirt of the 48 machine. Goes to the inside, but the 48 should have a good run out of turn number 4, as he does. 16 laps to go here at Volusia. You're watching the Bluegrass Iracing Series Fix Pro Late Models, presented to you by Majula C Speed Shop.
You know, I think Lassiter's going to have to throw the slider eventually here. I think the momentum is just going to continue to carry Fritz's momentum around the top. But like I was saying earlier, Lassiter's just one of those drivers. He's very clean, very respectful, probably just kind of happy riding in second. Doesn't want to cause any contact between him and Fritz, as he's comfortably in the second position. And looking a little farther back, or a little bit farther back, Jesse Jondred in the 75 seems to be struggling a little bit, as I think Braswell actually got around him. So maybe a little nose damage to that car.
Maybe so. A little aerodynamics playing a factor here tonight. Laster in the hip pocket out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Into turn number 1. Fritz is running kind of like it's like a mini slide line.
It's almost, yeah, it is. It's I don't know if that's where it's faster, if he's kind of just on the defensive right now as Lassiter. He gets a good run coming out of 3 and 4. Is he's going to throw it hard into turns number 1 and 2. He's going to keep it down. Fritz pushes up the racetrack. Lassiter actually gets a really good run coming out of 2. Side by side, door to door, wheel to wheel, coming into 3 and 4. Will Lassiter throw the slider? He does. He's going to pull up in front of the 48 of Scott Fritz. We have a new leader, Steven, with 11 laps to go.
11 laps to go. At the line was Lassiter. Fritz now battling back on the inside. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, as we do have lap traffic ahead. That's the 12 of Jordan Gross there. Maybe becoming a victim of becoming a lap down, as 10 laps to go for Jacob Laster. Scott Fritz, Brandon Marlowe, your top 3. Marlowe and Laster are teammates, so you know they've been practicing. You got the teammates in the top 3.
Absolutely, you definitely, and I would imagine they're sharing communications right now. If you look, they're running very similar lines, as Fritz gets all sorts of crossed up there. I don't know if he kind of got worried with the lap car on the bottom. Like I said, he's definitely fallen a victim a lap down. He could also be the determining factor of somebody else getting past, as he's going to keep it on the bottom. Gross staying and doing a good job keeping his car out of the way of the leaders. As he makes contact with the wall, Marlowe evasive action to get around the 12. As we are kind of single filed out now here, Lassiter has got a good gap on Fritz. Fritz has got a good gap on Marlowe. As we jump back to 4th position, and here, James Braswell, he just might be too little, too late, started too far back in the field, but his car is working to perfection right now.
Definitely now, Laster, once he got the lead, he started to pull away from Scott Fritz. Laster at F51, 399 Motorsports machine. It's all about driver when you come to the Bluegrass. It's Fix Series, the Pro Late models here on iRacing. The Jewel C Speed Shop provides the setups to these drivers each week and does a fabulous job. It allows for some great racing. As we got 5 laps to go for Jacob Laster, Scott Fritz, Brandon Marlowe, your top 3. They got Pickard, Braswell, Jeter, your top 5.
Absolutely. Majula Speed Shop does an excellent job giving these guys setups that are comfortable and fast. They're very all-around, well-rounded setups. They definitely do a great job. Great series to be a part of. Definitely cool to watch. As we see that jump back on board, or not on board, up front with Laster, he's kind of just minding his own on the bottom, keeping that car straight, keeping it clean, as he's going to roll the bottom here, coming to 3 laps to go. Now you see Brandon Marlowe. He's on the backside of that 48 machine. Will Fritz be able to hold that second spot? Will Marlowe make a mistake, Steven? I guess we'll have to see.
Have to see with 3 laps to go. Marlowe, he's wanting to finish at the top, a little further up, but he's in the podium finishes, or podium spots. We have 2 laps to go for Jacob Laster.
Definitely Jacob Lassiter is going to come down the backstretch looking for the white flag next time by. This is the round of 8 playoff race for the Bluegrass iRacing Series. Next week will be the final round of 4. Lassiter takes the white flag. Fritz and Marlowe run behind. Marlowe to the outside, down the backstretch. Not a very good run. Fritz is going to hang on to the spot. But coming out of 3 and 4 for your final time, picking up his first feature win of the year, it's going to be the 51 of Jacob Lassiter. Scott Fritz is going to come home in 2nd. Brandon Marlowe in 3rd. Ethan Packard in 4th. And I believe James Braswell got the 5th spot at the line.
He did. Some good racing tonight. 1 caution, and that was for Jory Nick. Jory Nick bringing out the only caution tonight. As we take a look at your future results here on the board. Laster, Fritz, Marlowe, Picker, Braswell, Jr., Jondred, Sieber, Hoover, Sibley, Williams rounds out your top 10. You got Scott Smith, Michael Pierman, Jory Nick, and Jordan Gross. Well, let's see, what are we doing? We're waiting for post-race interviews, waiting for Jacob Laster to come in, Scott Fritz, and Brandon Marlowe. While they do that, we'll be right back with these commercials. All right, welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV. You've been watching the iRacing or Bluegrass iRacing Series, the Fixed Pro Late Balls presented to you by Majula C Speed Shop. And now, post-race interview. So let's go ahead and interview your race winner tonight, Jacob Laster. Congratulations picking up your first win on the season.
Thank you, Steve.
It looked like for a while you just didn't have enough to get around Fritz, and finally, once you got around him, you started pulling away.
Yeah, we try to do everything clean, man. We try to be as clean as we can, and we had a decent line down there. I just didn't know if we had enough momentum to keep it up, you know what I'm saying? And he made just a slight bobble, and I hit the corner perfect and was able to get around him.
Definitely, when we was looking at the lap times, it looked like you were really strong out of turn number 4, but he was strong out of turn number 2. Because you gained so much ground off of turn number 4 down the front straightaways.
Yeah, man, and it's been a been a tough league for us. We've had better opportunities and just made some mistakes, and then I've had issues where I've gotten run over. First race of the year here at Volusia, we had the race won, and I started making a few mistakes, and Jesse caught us, and he drove it off in there, and we made contact and took us both out. But it was just a racing deal, man, and I'm glad I was able to come back and have something for him here, and but yeah, man, I'm excited. It's anytime you get a win with this group, man, it's something else. I can't tell you how excited I am.
Well, congratulations. Go ahead and thank those fine sponsors making it all possible.
Man, I got to thank 399 Esports, Justin and Brandon for all their help. Awesome job by Brandon coming home third. I was hoping he could maybe get second and go 1-2, but awesome run for him. I got to thank the Suds Shop who come on board this year. I got to thank Max Green as always, who's been with me a couple of years now. Couldn't do it without him. I got to thank the wife for taking care of the little one. You guys for doing the broadcast. All the ones that put the league on. It's couldn't do it without all those people. And a shout out to Keith Hackney, who's been giving me some tips here lately, and it's made a big difference.
Well, congratulations picking up his first win of the season. Car number 51 is Jacob Lassiter. All right, Cody, you've running down, catching up with your second place finisher tonight.
Definitely, absolutely. Scott Fritz, heck of a run, man. One spot short of the win, but can't be too disappointed with a podium spot coming home second tonight, man. Tell us about it.
It was a great night. I did everything I could to hold Blaster off there, and I just couldn't do it. He's so good here, and he definitely deserved to win it after what happened late in the race in the first race season here, and he led that whole thing, and then got taken out. So he definitely deserved to do it, and he definitely came back and rebounded. But yeah, I gave it all I had trying to hold him off, and we fought that entire race, and so congrats to him.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was a heck of a race to watch. That's a weird. Steven was talking to Brandon there, and or not Brandon, excuse me, Jacob, and he was really strong. We were watching the interval coming out of turn number 4. He seemed to catch you in 4, but then through 1 and 2, I mean, you had that car just working beautiful coming out of 1 and 2, and like Jacob said, he was just kind of holding it on the bottom, trying to keep it clean, keep it green, and he said you ended up just making that one little bobble, and that's where he's able to get around you. But I mean, you definitely didn't give it to him, that's for sure. Heck of a race, man.
Yeah, there was like 3 to 4 or 5 to go. I kind of found something again through the middle, and I almost got to his left rear quarter the one time, and then he kind of moved down because he knew I was and kind of defended, and then that was kind of the end of it. But it was a great night, and this will put us through to the final 4. So hopefully we can go try and win a championship next week.
Absolutely. Well, definitely be looking forward to that. But yeah, congratulations on your second place finish, man. Go ahead and thank those fine sponsors that helped to get it done.
Yeah, obviously T-Berry Motorsports and Majula Safe Speech out in CFM, Butt Kicker, Wrath ATV, UTV, 605 Racing Tire Solutions, Dirt Nasty Designs with Brian, and obviously you guys in the booth, Steve and Cody, and Jason with Bluegrass, and Nick and them doing race control and putting this on.
Absolutely. Well, there's your second place finisher, Scott Fritz. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Cody.
All right. I think Steven is caught up with that third place finisher here tonight.
Brandon Marlowe coming home with a top 3 of podium finish. It's been a long season for you. How about that? Finally getting a podium finish.
It's definitely nice. Anytime you can finish in the top 3 with this group, it's a good night. And with the way the points are, hoping the podium finish, the third place, will put me in good shape for next week. So it'll be interesting.
Definitely is. I mean, coming down to championship night next Thursday night, try to put yourself in a good spot to get through. I mean, all season long it's been a struggle, and not only for you, for your teammate. And tonight it seemed like y'all had the package put together. We all know it's driver, but how focused were both of you?
We just super focused coming into this week, knowing that championship week is next week, and then what happened here, the first race of the season. It's a little bit of definitely redemption for him, after leading most of the laps, and then now being able to come back and get the win. So super happy for him. And then definitely happy with my third place, and so just interested to see how these points are going to shake out. Made the cut for next week.
Definitely, but even if you don't, hopefully you do, but even if you don't, you put on one hell of a show tonight. You passed 4 cars, and only James Braswell Jr. was the only other driver. He passed 7. So, I mean, honestly, Jacob passed 4, you passed 4, James Braswell Jr. passed 7, and Corey Sibley passed 4. 4 drivers improved their starting positions tonight. Everybody else either lost 1 spot or more.
Yeah, the track was pretty good. Just I don't really like to run the top, so I was just hoping that the bottom would come in, and then once it did, just running behind those guys, just it's definitely not easy to pass, and you just got to capitalize when somebody makes a mistake. And Jesse caught the wall there going through 1 and 2, I think, and just I think maybe Sieber and Pickard got together a little bit. So it's just you got to put yourself in the right position to capitalize when mistakes do happen.
Definitely. Go ahead and thank those fine sponsors making it all possible for you.
I just give a shout out to Jacob again. Congratulate him on the win. Teammate with 399 Esports. Give a shout out to Justin Holt. He ran a few races earlier in the season. His son's baseball season started, so be happy to have him back once that's all over. I want to thank everybody at Flex Motorsports, 789 Designs for the wrap on the car. Give a shout out to my daughter Addison. She's been sick the last couple of days, but she was still feeling well enough to cheer me on tonight. So that's always great. And I want to say thank you to my wife for taking care of her, so I can come in here and have a little bit of fun.
All right, coming on third night, it's Brandon Marlowe, everyone. All righty, well, Cody, it's time, the famous time of the night. And you know what that is?
Final thoughts.
No, goodbye. No.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead and give your final thoughts of tonight.
Final thoughts of tonight was definitely, it's really, really nice for us to come in here and call the race. It's really nice to go out there and run the race. It's really nice for the fans at home to watch the race when you see good, clean racing like we did tonight. Definitely a lot of sportsmanship out there. Brandon Marlowe, Jacob Laster, and Scott Smith. I don't, if they touched, I mean, it was all completely just an accident. But it's really nice to go out here and see a lot of guys still have respect out here and race one another really clean and respectfully. Like Jacob said, Jacob was just waiting for Scott to make a mistake. You see a lot of drivers kind of force the issue. So when you see respectful, clean racing, it's really a treat to watch, and definitely glad we got to see it. But otherwise, heck of a race. Top 2 the entire time, top 5 the entire time were really racy. Track was a beautiful shape. And also one more thing on final thoughts. Brett Wheeler, actually, I believe he's still fishing back there with his Joeys. So we should probably go check on him after we get out of here and see how he's doing back there.
Hopefully his hand didn't get eaten off when he threw one of the Joeys in. But,
Yeah.
But my final thought is look at the 399 Esports team, the Flex Motorsports.
Absolutely.
What a showing tonight. Like they said, they finally got to show redemption for the opening night. So, congratulations again to Jacob Laster and Brandon Marlowe. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Bluegrass Iracing Series Fixed Pro Late Models presented to you by Bluegrass Speed Shop. Thank you for tuning in to Ultimate Dirt TV. I'm Steve McMillan along with Cody Nevin. Until next time, good night and God bless.